Hello students, this is Parth Thakkar. In our today's lecture, we are going to start our new chapter of heat transfer subject, which is two-phase heat transfer, or we can say that boiling and condensation. So, in today's lecture, we are going to cover a little bit introduction of this chapter. So, let's start with the first slide. We have learned convection process, that how heat transfer by convection mode takes place between solid and the fluid which is in motion. In heat exchanger chapter, we have learned that there is a convection heat transfer between a fluid and the surface of the pipe. But in assumption of the heat transfer process takes place in heat exchanger, we have assumed that there is no phase transfer of any fluid, hot fluid or cold fluid. So there is no rejection or receiving of latent heat by any fluid, but there are some convection processes in which phase transfer of the fluid takes place, like boiling and condensation. So let's understand. We know the basic definition of boiling: when the temperature of any liquid at a specified pressure is raised to a saturation temperature. At that pressure, then boiling occurs. Similarly, when the temperature of any vapor is lower to the saturation temperature, condensation occurs. So, there are some application of this boiling and condensation processes, like cooling of nuclear reactors, steam power plants, refrigerator and air conditioners, melting of metals in furnaces, and process of heating and cooling. So it is necessary to understand boiling and condensation process. Boiling generally occurs at solid liquid interface. There is a difference between boiling and evaporation. Boiling occurs at the solid liquid interface, whereas evaporation occurs at the liquid vapor interface. So as you can see in this figure, this is one rod or heater which is attached with this rod. By applying current, the temperature of this rod may increase. In figure, you can see that the temperature of the surface of the rod is 110 degrees Celsius, and the fluid, the water which is surrounded by this, which is in surrounding of this metal rod, the temperature of this water is 100 degrees Celsius, which at 1 atm, at 1 atmospheric pressure. So the saturation temperature for this water is 100 degrees Celsius. So at this interface, the surface of the rod which is solid and the surrounding which is water. So this is the solid liquid interface where the boiling starts at the saturation temperature of 100 degrees Celsius. The surface temperature of rod is 110 degrees Celsius, which is higher than the saturation temperature of water at 1 atm. Now, boiling is a form of convection heat transfer. So, boiling heat flux from a solid surface to the fluid is expressed from the Newton's law of cooling, which we have learned in our previous videos, which is calculated by Q boiling is equal to H Ts minus T saturation. Here Ts is the surface temperature of the solid and the T saturation is the saturation temperature of the fluid, which is equal to H delta T. Now watt per meter square. Here if you multiply by area, then it will become HA delta T. For per meter square, you don't need to write area. So the unit of this Q is watt per meter square. The value of area is considered as 1. Now, boiling is basically classified in two categories. First is a pool boiling and second is a flow boiling. As you can see from the figure, pool boiling is nothing but when there is absence of bulk fluid motion. When there is a fluid is a stationary and heating is done, then it is known as the pool boiling. As you can see in this figure, the water is in a bucket which is at stage which has zero kinetic energy. There is no motion of this fluid, and the boiling in this condition is known as the pool boiling. When the water or any fluid is flowing by some external means like pump, and at that time if boiling occurs, then it is known as the flow boiling, when there is a presence of bulk fluid motions. So boiling is mainly classified in two categories: pool boiling and flow boiling. In pool boiling, there is absence of bulk fluid motion. In flow boiling, there is a presence of bulk fluid motions by some external arrangement like pumps. So let's understand first pool boiling. And in pool boiling, fluid is stationary. Any motion of the fluid is due to the natural convection current. As you can see here, there is water in one bucket we apply heat by external arrangement, what will happen? The layer which is in contact with the layer of fluid which is in contact with the solid at the bottom first get heat from the external. Now the temperature of that layer will increase, and due to the increase in temperature, the density of that layer will become less as compared to the upper layer. So that less dense layer with high temperature is going to be replaced by the higher density layer which is just above it. So as you can see from this video, the convection currents are generated, and due to that convection currents, the layer which gets heat is going to be upwards and the higher density layer comes to the downwards. This is known as the convection currents, and this due to this natural convection currents, the motion of the layer is going to happen in this water. In flow boiling, the fluid is forced to move in a heated pipe or over a surface by some external means such as pump. As you can see in this animation, the fluid is flowing. Simultaneously, the boiling of the fluid is happening at the surface of the pipe, so there is a generation of the bubble. Now let's understand a pool. There is another subcategory of pool boiling and flow boiling as subcooled boiling and saturated boiling. Subcooled boiling, when there is a, as you can see in this figure, when the temperature of the main body of the liquid is below the saturation temperature, then it is known as the subcooled boiling, and when the temperature of the liquid is equal to the saturation temperature, then it is known as the saturated boiling. As you can see in this figure, and as you can see in this figure, at 1 atm, the temperature of the water is 80 degrees Celsius, which is below the saturation temperature, and the temperature of this pan is 107 degrees Celsius, which is the higher than the saturation temperature of the liquid. So this boiling is known as the subcooled boiling because the temperature of the water is 80 degrees Celsius. In second figure, you can see that the temperature of the surrounding water is 100 degrees Celsius, which is the saturation temperature. So this boiling is known as the saturated boiling. So this is the introduction of the two-phase heat transfer, in which there is a two main thing which we need to learn: boiling and condensation. First, we understand what is boiling. It is mainly divided in two categories: pool boiling and the force boiling. In pool boiling, the fluid is stationary. There is no flow of any bulk fluid motion. Only the motion which is only the motion of the fluid. It's because of the natural convection currents. In flow boiling, there is an external arrangement like pump for the flow of the fluid. Pool boiling and flow boiling is further classified in two ways: subcooled boiling and saturated boiling. In subcooled boiling, the temperature of the fluid is below the saturation temperature. In saturated boiling, the temperature of the fluid is same as the saturation temperature. So that's it for today. Thank you so much.